planes, and it's just gorgeous, isn't it?
You know what I'm going to do?
What?
I'm going to pull this car over and we're going to frolic in one of these fields.
No, I'm not.
Yes, when's the last time you frolicked?
I am not doing that.
I'm frolicking! All right, I love it. Bless This Mess is a new comedy that had its premiere last night right here on ABC. If you missed it, it's a story about newlyweds who drop everything, including their jobs and overbearing mother-in-law, to make the move from big city New York to rural Nebraska in search of a simpler life. Well, Lake Bell and Dak Shepard star as those two newlyweds. And Lake joins me this morning. Hello, hello.
Hi, thanks for having me.
Yeah, I'm super excited about this show. Love the concept. I told you before we got started, I grew up somewhat of a city girl. I mean, I grew up here in Tampa, as city as that gets.
Yeah.
But then married into the farmer's life. My husband is a farmer, so I love that there's finally a show, a current show, I should say, about finding the simpler
That was made
life.
for you.
Yeah, so, and you actually helped create this.
You're my demographic.
Yes, so tell me how did this all come to be, Lake?
You know, it comes purely from a very earnest part in my heart that dreams to kind of pick up and leave the city and like turn my phone off and own a plot of dirt and work the land, you know, like as if I'm living in a sort of Instagram curated life, you know, and obviously the reality of that, I mean, I am from Manhattan. I don't know, you know, how I would really fare. I mean, I can organize a junk drawer very well, so I do have some skills, but, you know, I just feel like, you know, Liz Merriweather and I, Liz created the show with me, she did New Girl, you know, she and I sort of were laughing so hard when we were creating the show about the idea of me being on a farm. And I guess, you know, we both were sort of newlyweds somewhat, and thinking about taking these newlyweds who are trying to, you know, operate on their best behavior, you know, in the beginning of a relationship and thrusting them into an extraordinary situation, that was compelling to us and definitely breeding ground for comedy.
So did you have to learn much about farming? I mean, do you feel like you were able through this process to educate yourself a little bit more? Because as you said, it is not an easy life.
Yeah. It's really interesting. It was very important to us to be authentic in the farming scope of things. So we have, not only do we have farming consultants that are very much infused in our writing process and the storylines, but also our writer's room is, I'd say, first of all, it's 90% of people who are representing the middle of the country, and like one Jewish guy from New York. Otherwise, it's like everyone else is like Ohio, Tennessee, Nebraska, Minnesota. You know, so it was important. And actually, our gal from Minnesota, she grew up and lived on a pig farm her whole childhood. So it was important to us to do our due diligence with that and to represent it properly.
Well, how much fun is it working with Dax? I can imagine he's got, I mean, you almost just had the time of your life shooting this thing.
Yeah, it was really, really fun. I think I feel very lucky to have a sort of comedy counterpart in him, and that we sort of like ping pong and banter really well. So it's funny just rhythmically taking our kind of like rat-tat-tat and, you know, putting it right next to Ed Begley Jr.'s very measured, slower rhythm, you know, and, you know, we play a lot with that. Because often, you know, in comedy, everything's like bing, bong, bong, you know, it's like very, very fast. And because we wanted to be authentic and also have some fun with the idea that there are different rhythms in different parts of the country.
Yeah, well, I'm super excited about it. Tuesday nights, 9:30 right here on ABC, and I'm hoping that it comes back for season 2. Because I understand there's only 6 episodes. It's just not enough. So
I know. It's a really bite-sized season.
I know. You left us wanting more. Thank you so much. We hope to see you again for season 2.
Bye. Thank you.